Namaskar and welcome to GSTify India. I am Lakshmi, bringing you an important GSTN FAQ update on bill to and ship to transactions, export scenarios, and API impact. GSTN has issued detailed FAQs to guide taxpayers, transporters, ERP vendors, GST Suvidha providers, ASPs, private IRPs and system integrators on the proposed treatment of ship to GSTIN in e-way bill, e-invoice and IRN related flows. And before we go deeper into the compliance details, here is something exciting for every GST professional. GSTify India is opening its official AI-first GST knowledge platform soon. Visit www.gstifyindia.com and join the wishlist today using your Gmail to become one of our earliest users. The platform is being built to give you a complete GST library with acts, rules, notifications, circulars, court judgments and AI-powered GST search, all in a whole new way. The main change as per FAQ is that in bill to, ship to and combination transactions, ship to GSTIN will be required wherever the ship to party is registered. Where GSTIN is not available, the value, URP, may be entered, wherever applicable. The revised implementation date is 1st August 2026. The relevant changes have already been released in Sandbox for testing. GSTN has clarified 4 major transaction types. First, regular transaction. In a regular transaction, the invoice is issued to the buyer and the goods move directly from the supplier to the same buyer. In this case, ship to GSTIN is not applicable. Second, bill to, ship to transaction. Here, the supplier bills the buyer, but ships the goods to a third party on the instruction of the buyer. In this case, ship to GSTIN is mandatory where the ship to party is registered. If the party is unregistered, URP may be entered. Third, bill from or dispatch from transaction. Here, the supplier bills the buyer, but goods are dispatched from a third-party location to the same buyer. In this case, ship to GSTIN is not required because delivery is made to the bill to party itself. Fourth, combination transaction. Here, goods are dispatched from a third party and delivered to another party as instructed by the buyer. In this case, ship to GSTIN is mandatory where the ship to party is registered. URP may be entered where GSTIN is not available. GSTN has also clarified that in bill to, ship to transactions, bill to GSTIN and ship to GSTIN should not be the same. If goods are delivered to the buyer's own warehouse or additional place of business, it should not be treated as a bill to, ship to transaction. It should be entered as a regular supply transaction with the actual delivery address. A major concern from trade was confidentiality. GSTN has clarified that ship to GSTIN will not be printed on the e-way bill. It will not be shared through Get e-way bill APIs. Only the ship to address and PIN code will continue to be visible as per existing practice. Ship to GSTIN will be visible only to authorized officers for verification and enforcement purposes. For role-wise generation, GSTN has clarified that the supplier may enter ship to GSTIN if the buyer provides it. If the buyer does not want to share ship to GSTIN due to confidentiality concerns, the buyer may generate the e-way bill themselves as an inward e-way bill. The transporter may also generate the e-way bill if required details are provided. In export bill to, ship to cases, where goods move to a port, airport, ICD, CFS, customs area, freight forwarder location or CHA nominated place, URP may be entered where no domestic registered ship to GSTIN is applicable. GSTN has clarified that entering URP does not convert the transaction into a domestic supply to an unregistered person. The export nature will be determined from export invoice, shipping bill, customs documents, transport documents and other records. For merchant exporter scenarios, where goods are billed to a registered merchant exporter and moved directly to an export-linked location, the bill to GSTIN will be the GSTIN of the merchant exporter. Ship to GSTIN must be captured wherever the ship to location is registered. Otherwise, URP may be used wherever applicable. GSTN has also explained API impacts. In standalone Generate e-Waybill API, ship to GSTIN is mandatory in ship to and combination transactions. Ship to trade name is optional. Ship to GSTIN should not be sent in regular transactions. Ship to GSTIN should not be sent in bill from or dispatch from transactions. Bill to GSTIN and ship to GSTIN should not be the same in ship to and combination transactions. For e-invoice API, where IRN and e-Waybill are generated together, ship to GSTIN becomes mandatory if ship details are provided and e-Waybill is required. The field ship DTLS GSTIN will become conditionally mandatory. For e-Waybill by IRN API, GSTIN and trade name have been added under EXP ship DTLS. GSTIN is mandatory, while trade name is optional. For export e-Waybills, ship details including GSTIN may be replaced while generating e-Waybill by IRN, but for B2B and SES transactions, ship details provided during IRN generation generally cannot be replaced. GSTN has also clarified that URP is not case sensitive. Before implementation, taxpayers should update ERP and master data, capture ship to GSTIN wherever applicable, map third-party ship to locations, complete API testing in Sandbox, and align operational teams before 1st August 2026. This GSTN FAQ is important because it explains how businesses should prepare for ship to GSTIN implementation across e-Waybill, e-invoice, IRN flows and export scenarios. This is Lakshmi, reporting for GSTify India. Subscribe for trusted GST news, notifications, court decisions, GST updates and AI-powered GST knowledge. And don't forget to visit www.gstifyindia.com and join the wishlist today. See you in the next update.